the world was jolted by a series of stunning satellite images and leaked blueprints, evidence of a project so ambitious it could reshape the very map of global trade. These images, circulating rapidly among analysts and policymakers, revealed not just lines on paper but the first tangible steps toward a vision that has lingered for centuries in the minds of strategists and dreamers alike. At the heart of this vision is China, now pushing for a $50 billion super canal to be carved through the narrowest stretch of southern Thailand. The project, once whispered about in backrooms and academic circles, is now the subject of high-level meetings between Chinese and Thai officials, with local communities and businesses watching anxiously as their world is set to change. This is no ordinary infrastructure project, it's a bold plan to reroute the arteries of global commerce. By creating a shortcut for the world's largest container ships, the canal would allow them to bypass the vulnerable and congested Strait of Malacca, a move that could save days of travel and millions in shipping costs. The Canal would carve a new path between the Indian and Pacific Oceans, transforming a centuries-old dream into a modern reality. For generations, empires and entrepreneurs have imagined slicing through this narrow isthmus, but only now, with China's financial muscle and political will, is the dream seen within reach. For decades, the Strait of Malacca has been a critical, congested choke point, responsible for funneling nearly a third of all global trade. Every day, hundreds of ships queue up, vulnerable to delays, piracy, and geopolitical tensions that could disrupt the flow of goods from Asia to the world. China sees both the risk and the opportunity. By building an alternative route, it not only secures its own vital supply lines for energy and goods, but also projects its influence deep into Southeast Asia. The canal would become a strategic asset, giving China leverage over a region that sits at the crossroads of global commerce. The engineering challenge is immense. The canal would stretch over 100 kilometers, designed to accommodate the world's largest ships, vessels so massive they dwarf city blocks. To make this vision a reality, billions of cubic meters of earth must be moved, mountains leveled, and entire ecosystems carefully managed or relocated. This is a project on the scale of the Panama or Suez canals, monuments to human ambition that once redefined global trade. But the Canal is a project for a new era, one defined by China's rise as an economic and geopolitical powerhouse, and by the shifting balance of power in Asia. The implications are truly global. The canal could alter the price of goods on American shelves, shift the balance of naval power in Asia, and redraw the map of international trade routes. Every major economy, from the United States to India and Japan, is watching closely, calculating how this new line on the map could affect their interests. What was once dismissed as fantasy is now a looming reality. Detailed engineering plans are being drafted, environmental studies commissioned, and high-level negotiations are underway. The world's attention is fixed on Thailand, where the fate of this colossal project will be decided. The groundwork is being laid at breakneck speed. Surveyors and engineers are already on the ground, mapping the route and preparing for the first phase of construction. International media outlets are covering every development, as the geography of trade and the lives of millions are about to be redrawn. The digging hasn't even started, but the political and economic stakes are already enormous. Investors are speculating, governments are maneuvering, and the world's shipping giants are preparing for a future that could arrive sooner than anyone expected. A new era in global trade may be about to begin, one that will not only change the way goods move across continents, but also reshape the balance of power for generations to come. The world is watching, and the first cut into the earth could mark the dawn of a new chapter in history. The Canal is an engineering feat, stretching an astonishing 135 kilometers across the narrowest part of southern Thailand. This ambitious project aims to carve a new path between the Gulf of Thailand and the Andaman Sea, a vision that has captured imaginations for decades, but is only now inching closer to reality. The canal will be up to 400 meters wide, making it one of the broadest man-made waterways on the planet. This immense width is designed to accommodate the world's largest vessels, allowing two-way traffic and reducing congestion. At 30 meters deep, the Canal will rival the world's deepest shipping lanes, enabling supertankers and mega-container ships to pass through with ease. This depth is crucial for modern maritime trade, where ship sizes continue to grow. The staggering $50 billion price tag covers far more than just digging a canal. It includes the construction of state-of-the-art ports, sprawling industrial zones, and advanced logistics hubs at both ends, transforming the region into a global trade gateway. By bypassing the congested Strait of Malacca, ships could save up to 5 days on their journeys, slashing billions in fuel costs each year. This shortcut would reshape global shipping routes, making trade faster and more efficient. China, as the main financier and driving force behind the project, stands to gain the most. Securing its vital trade and energy routes, China would not only protect its economic interests, but also expand its influence throughout Southeast Asia. The Canal is more than just a waterway. It's the backbone of an entire economic corridor. New cities, factories, and industries are expected to rise along its banks, promising jobs, growth, and a new era of prosperity for the region. But the financial risks are enormous. Megaprojects like this are notorious for cost overruns and delays. With China controlling the purse strings, the fate of the canal and the region's future could rest in foreign hands. If successful, the canal could transform southern Thailand into a thriving Asian economic hub, attracting investment, boosting trade, and reshaping the economic landscape for generations to come. But if it fails, the Canal could become a cautionary tale, a monument to wasted ambition, abandoned infrastructure, and lost opportunity. The world is watching closely, waiting to see if this $50 billion gamble will pay off, or become one of the greatest missed opportunities in modern history. Global trade, the lifeblood of our interconnected world, depends on just a handful of narrow maritime choke points. These critical passages are the arteries through which goods, energy, and resources flow between continents, shaping the prosperity of nations and the daily lives of billions. Among these, the Strait of Malacca stands out as the most vital and heavily trafficked. It is the shortest sea route between the Indian and Pacific Oceans, making it a linchpin for global commerce. Each year, over 100,000 ships, carrying everything from electronics and clothing to oil and food, navigate this narrow, congested waterway. In fact, a staggering 1/3 of all global trade must squeeze through this single passage, making it a true bottleneck for the world economy. Any disruption here, whether from a shipping accident, geopolitical conflict, piracy, or even terrorism, could send shockwaves through the global economy, causing delays, shortages, and price spikes that would be felt worldwide. For China, this vulnerability is especially acute. The so-called Malacca dilemma refers to the fact that 80% of China's vital oil imports pass through the strait, leaving the nation exposed to potential blockades or disruptions that could threaten its energy security and economic stability. That's why the proposed Canal in Thailand is seen as a game-changer. By offering a new alternative route for ships, the canal would provide much-needed redundancy and competition for global shipping, easing congestion and reducing the risks associated with over-reliance on a single choke point. For China, the canal represents a strategic opportunity to enhance its energy security, diversify its supply lines, and reduce the threat of being cut off from critical resources in times of crisis. For the rest of the world, the Canal could make global trade routes more resilient, flexible, and less vulnerable to sudden disruptions, ensuring that goods keep moving no matter what challenges arise. By dispersing risk across multiple routes, the canal could help drive down shipping costs, improve efficiency, and strengthen the entire global logistics network, benefiting businesses and consumers alike. For decades, strategists and policymakers have grappled with the dangers of relying on a few narrow passages for so much of the world's trade. The Canal is a bold answer to a problem that has haunted global commerce for generations. In today's uncertain world, the stakes for global trade have never been higher. Finding new ways to secure and strengthen these vital connections is not just an option, it's a necessity for the future. Digging a canal through the Isthmus means moving mountains, literally. The terrain is dense jungle and solid rock, demanding engineering on a scale rarely seen. Massive locks, complex geology, and landslide risks are just the start. Politically, Thailand's instability could derail the project at any moment, and regional rivals like Singapore and Malaysia are likely to resist. The canal would shift wealth and influence, creating new winners and losers in Southeast Asia. Managing tens of thousands of workers and a constant flow of materials in a remote region is a logistical nightmare. Any misstep could lead to costly delays or outright failure, The Canal will test the limits of engineering, diplomacy, and project management. The canal would carve a scar through southern Thailand, destroying rainforests, mangroves, and farmland. Entire communities would be uprooted, their way of life lost forever. The mixing of two seas could devastate marine ecosystems and local fisheries. Environmental groups warn of irreversible damage, polluted waters, dying coral reefs, and the constant threat of oil spills. Social unrest is likely, as locals resist a project that benefits distant powers more than themselves. The canal could deepen divisions in a region already marked by conflict and insurgency. A single accident could trigger an environmental catastrophe. The price of progress may be far higher than anyone expects. The Canal is a geopolitical game-changer. For China, it's a leap toward regional dominance, controlling a new trade route and gaining a naval shortcut between oceans. The US, Japan, and India see it as a threat, fearing a shift in the Indo-Pacific balance of power. The canal would be the crown jewel of China's Belt and Road Initiative, a showcase of its ability to deliver on grand promises. Success would boost China's influence across Asia. Failure would be a blow to its prestige. Other nations are already recalibrating alliances and military strategies in response. The canal could spark a new era of strategic competition, or even a new Cold War in Southeast Asia. What's meant to connect continents could deepen global divisions. The world's great powers are watching and preparing. The Canal could become a triumph of engineering and ambition, transforming trade and cementing China's global leadership. In this future, southern Thailand thrives, shipping costs fall, and China's navy gains new reach. The US influence wanes and a new balance of power emerges in Asia. But there's another scenario. The project stalls amid engineering nightmares, political chaos, and fierce opposition. Construction halts, leaving a half-finished scar and a mountain of debt. The canal becomes a symbol of failed ambition, undermining China's Belt and Road Initiative. The status quo prevails, and the dream of rerouting global trade fades. The world is left with environmental damage, broken promises, and a cautionary tale. The Canal's fate will shape the next chapter of global power. Success or failure, its impact will be felt for generations. Great infrastructure projects are about power, not just progress. The Canal is China's bid to write its influence into the geography of the planet. Control of the canal means control of trade, intelligence, and leverage in peace or conflict. It's a tool of statecraft, rewarding allies, punishing rivals, and showcasing China's model of governance. A completed canal would be a global advertisement for China's technical and financial might. Its soft power built from hard concrete, a legacy that outlasts any leader. Once built, the canal becomes a permanent fact, reshaping trade and strategy for generations. This is why nations pursue such audacious projects, to leave a mark on history. The Canal is a bid for enduring influence. As of now, the Canal remains an idea, blueprints drawn, financing debated, but no earth moved. The world is watching, caught between hope and fear. The canal's fate will signal the direction of the 21st century, a world shaped by a single power, or a balance of many. For China, it's a test of ambition. For others, a challenge to the status quo. The stakes are historic, economic, environmental, and strategic. Whether built or abandoned, the canal's story is just beginning. The pressures that created it, China's rise, the Malacca dilemma, the quest for efficiency, aren't going away. The world holds its breath, waiting for the next move.